from
No,
like
no,
one of the Indian scholars, right?
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
not, although I'm not no expert.
It's no, it's from
It's a
Saudi
tribe
Arabia,
in
but
Saudi.
yeah, it's not even a tribe. It's a man
Southeast.
who was like, it's a man who tried like to have a vision. There's a lot. He tried to correct a lot of things that were happening in a wrong way, but he meddled it. He transformed the basic idea, which was the basic was a good idea, but through competition, through stresses, political stresses, economical stresses, he transformed it and it became what it's now. Because back in the day, there's a lot of like things that are wrong in Islamic way. He tried to correct it, but he couldn't have the power, the political power, the manpower to do it. But he needed to accommodate to the politics and stuff, and it evolved through years and years and years until it becomes what we know today. It's a long history and long of error and mistakes and he did a lot of mistakes and tried to correct them, but the correction isn't like the it's what results now. That's the issue. That's the issue.
No, I'm not saying like the origin or the creation of Wahhabism. I'm saying like before the Middle East adopted it, India had adopted. There was this like Muslim scholar called Sayyid. I'm forgetting the name. Sorry, I have to check. Wait. Yeah, Syed Ahmad Barweli. So it became dominant in India, essentially Wahhabism, during the British Raj, before it went back and became popular in the Middle East itself.
Yeah, but
Because there was
you can
also like various sects, competing sects there, and it was not dominant essentially in the Middle
but
East.
Or
you
is
can
it
call
just
a lot.
similar? Maybe it's different
Yeah,
sect.
yeah, it's
Like
similar because you can call a lot of fundamentalists Wahhabis because it looked like it's Wahhabism is like we say it's like saying we go into the roots, we explain things by the book, and we don't like interpret things, and it's a philosophy, it's a way of thinking, but Wahhabism
So it's
is
like the Protestant version of Islam. It's like
yeah,
the
but
Protestants.
Wahhabism the problem is the Wahhabism are like stuck with the political leaders, and it's morphed a bit and became what's now it's specific because it adapted in a way it like leads to the political system. With the tribals, with the tribes that in the Arab the desert and stuff. It morphs it like have three or four stages of evolution, and he learned from each stage. He learned, and I think for example, he went like to befriend a big tribe, and when he tried to force things, it get the others like said to that tribe, you need to make that person correct, or we will punish you. And it evolved anyway.
I saw a YouTube video. The Wahhabism thing is that that sect or that group was in the central of Saudi, which is where the royal family is from, and so he needed the power this religious group influence to help to control the country, or at least his army or something. Then they went out, invade and conquer the whole of Saudi. So there was a deal between the religious sect or the group with the royal family, and it's just that and then they helped to fund, and that's why they exported the Wahhabism thing, and they started to create quite a bit of chaos around the world because people, not everybody can understand the same thing. And I think over time, I think the Saudi crown prince realized that whatever they're doing prior to their opening up again, it's not working anymore because the oil money is going to start to slow down. Then they realize they need to modernize and everything. Then the Wahhabism thing just gave Saudi Arabia a very, very bad name in the eyes of non-Muslims. It's not like the Muslim world. I don't think they care that much. So they started to cut
No,
them off.
that's not true. There is a lot of pushback from Muslim area because, for example, in North Africa, there is like Maliki and Hanbali and other variation of other interpretations, and there's a lot of pushback. But the political pressure from the current governments that like oppress the religious moderates, like let that Wahhabism spread. Because, for example, I'm Tunisian, and in Tunisia, the ancient government, they were anti-Islamic, and they try to suppress the moderates. So when you suppress the moderates, what happens? It's you leave the field open for Wahhabism, and Wahhabism is very appealing to the people who don't understand a lot and who are not like very cultivated and want like very strict rulings
Simple
and
rules to follow. Just
yeah,
everything
it's
simple.
simple. Yeah. You do this or you do that in other way. Otherwise, it's very simplistic way of seeing religion. Anyway, sorry, Maddie. Go.
Mehdi.
Hi, Mehdi. Good to see you, man. Can't hear you.
And you're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
What, the old
Never
man's
learn.
on mute again? Go figure that'll happen. I just want to ask, because question, when you were talking about this, what about countries like Myanmar? Things like that where the Muslims are prevalent and are having a big battle right now. Where does that stand? I'm totally don't know much about it. That's why I'm asking, because there's people here that do.
You mean Myanmar?
The Rohingya genocide, you mean, Mehdi?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's a massacre rather, not a genocide, I mean. Yeah, I mean, that's more of a it does have a religious aspect to it, but it's also like ethnic conflict, right?
Okay.
The Rohingyas essentially are Bengalis, right? They had migrated from Bangladesh during the Great Bengal Famine. Several waves actually, since there were several Bengal famines, but most notably during World War II, right? And they were residing within Myanmar, which is majority Mon and Khmer,
Desi,
essentially.
that's just one correction. Just explain to
Yep.
them why there was a famine, because Bengal area is very fertile. Explain them why
Yeah,
there was a famine.
there was Churchill. It was Churchill who orchestrated a famine because the Japanese and the Indian National Army, led by India's like renowned and respected fascist leader Subhash Chandra Bose, was invading India and trying to liberate India. And there was massive support domestically for Subhash Chandra Bose, so much so that both Hindus and Muslims were fighting in the same army, shoulder to shoulder, including women, not just the men, right? And this was seen as a huge threat in, like, the Battle of the Pacific was still ongoing. America had not yet decisively won. Midway had not taken place, and this was a threat essentially. And the Burma front was a huge front essentially, and about 100,000 British Indian forces and British forces were encircled and captured by by the Japanese in Singapore and Malaysia, just a year prior, I think. So this
Fortress
was
Singapore. Fortress
Sorry?
Singapore.
Fortress Singapore. Yes. So
Fortress. Fortress.
Air quotes.
So this was seen as a very huge existential threat, and if India had turned, it would have like I mean, hindsight is 2020. We know, like, even if India had flipped and gone to the Axis side, the Allies would have still probably won. But it was a huge threat, and food grains were essentially shifted, and there was the famine was completely artificially created essentially. Grain reserves and everything was moved out. um, uh, the crops had there was actually more harvest. Crop harvest was
Yeah, it was
more
a
than the
higher crop.
previous year.
It was a
Previous
higher
year
crop than normally.
Yes,
Totally not a Holocaust, though.
10 million people. That's the Indian estimate. The English estimate is 300,000,
4
and the
million.
Union estimate is around 3.5 million. So take your
Yeah,
pick.
that,